Hey cool people, welcome to Item Hunt, where we found so many items that we've even found your car's extended warranty. I'm Nick, I'm a he/him, and today we're collecting all the items from the mini-games of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix. And I will also be explaining how to get them, so this video will be more like tips and tricks, walkthrough oriented. This video won't include the command board, because that'll show up in the Mirage Arena video, so what constitutes as a minigame is all 9 Unversed Missions, Need for Sleep, I Want to Dance with Some Duckies, and Getting Grapefruited. If you know, you know. Those minigames are all found in Disney Town, but lest we forget, Olympus Coliseum's claim to fame, whose urn is it anyway? Okay, strike the like button with your keyblade and we'll go earn our rewards. To begin, we'll go in Terra's world order. I'll give tips for each mission and what our reward is for 3 stars. If you're struggling with any of these, you may need to go get some abilities or new commands in order to complete the missions. And I'll link a video for that as soon as my baby stops waking me up every 2 hours because she can't fart. Number 1. The Flame Box, aka Not Your Average Hot Box. Teeth's Magoo, Earl, is found at the waterside in Enchanted Dominion for Terra, Ventus, and Aqua. And we need a minimum of 30 points to get 3 stars. Now, we get points by breaking the hot balls that leap out of Earl's face before they give a little smooch to the ground. He's a little itty bitty tiny baby. Mwah. We should use the commands Magnega, Zero Graviga, Aroga, and Thundaga, or their slightly lesser Rah-Rah Ooh-La-La variants, to break the burn balls. Optional alternatives are surge commands, but they're not really as useful. That being said, sometimes Earl will spit out singles. Dating's hard, I get it. And we can just bust them up with regular Keyblade hits. Okay, so I've downloaded Tinder and soon I'll... When we get 30 points, we can get Oppenheimered. And for our victory, we'll receive Fire-Aga. Hey, do you guys think we picked the right name? Because we're called the Lone Runner, but there's like 7 of us, and it just seems like a misnomer. We should be called the Stompin' 7. Blitzkrieg Boots. Piss Pals! Gary, what the fuck? Lone Runner appears in Castle of Dreams, and for Terra and Aqua, we'll find them in the ballroom, and for Ventus, the Piss Pals are in the wardrobe room. God damn it, Gary! We'll set up our commands with surges, which have a decent AoE and allow us to keep up with Tom Bombadil's boots. We can also use commands like Fire-Aga as a homing attack, and big AoE attacks like Zero Graviga, Magnega, and Mega Flare if you have it. Piss Pal Preservation Powers, activate! Hey, what the f***? And just so it's said, the goal here is to defeat at least 30 of these lemon loafers within the time limit in order to get the full 3 stars. And when we do, we'll obtain the Illusion L command. Also, I just found a picture of these. So, that's, yeah. Moving on. Third is Vitality Vial, but I came up with a list of better names. Here it is. The Smog that rolled in from Canada, Folger's Breakfast Blend, Violet Vial, Violent Violet Vial, that one guy who farts in a hot car, you know who I mean, Jim, COVID's estranged cousin, a big poison cloud that fills the whole room, but it's okay because I want to die anyway by a Midwest emo band, I don't know which, just pick one, a poison platypus, Perry the poison platypus, and the old milk your roommate left in the fridge 2 weeks past its due date, Jim. This Unversed is found in the Dwarf Woodlands at the Underground Waterway, for Terra and Aqua, and in the mine for Ventus. So there's really 2 strategies here. My big strategy is to be a silly goose and heal in the corner with a full command deck of cures. And then the other strategy is... trying. Ugh. So, attacking the Vitality Vial heals us, but only if we enter its healing mist. So what we can do is hit it to heal ourselves and equip various surge commands in order to close the distance if it teleports away. Bye, bitch! We can also equip Renewal Block for a free heal if we block its attacks, and have a few cures on, just in case. For surviving 2 minutes, we can let the secondhand smoke rebuke us from life. God damn it, Jim. Then we'll succeed with 3 stars and get the Illusion V command. 4. The Belly Balloon in Radiant Garden, which I gotta say is a pretty accurate name. No notes. Okay, maybe just one. Check out this alternate name, I really like it. Round Shart. For Terra and Ventus, Round Shart is found in the Outer Gardens, and for Aqua, it's in Central Square. Alright, let's give it some other names. The goal is to strike the fart ball in the back to deflate it in under 1 minute. So what we'll do is equip a Fire-Aga, Fire-A, and Fire, and Thunder Surge, then remove all counterattacks. Next, start the fight, and block when Gaseous Glutes attacks. When it flips around, do a combo, and then wait for Tootwad to attack, and repeat. If it gets far away from us, we can cast one of those fires to do a free hit as we rush over. And then, when Fart Mart is pretty small, we can hit it with Thunder Surge, which will damage it enough times to end the fight. For letting it rip in under 1 minute, we'll receive 3 stars, as well as the Illusion B command. Screw this mission. Okay, in this corner, Ringer, I barely know her. The annoying spittoon that makes me want to get beaten up by a baboon. Disneytown's dumb idiot, Ringer. Located in the raceway of Disneytown for all 3 characters. No commands are really helpful for this fight, because in order to beat 5 Ringer Death Punch, we have to find the real one in a pile of decoys. We get points for smacking the real Ringer, which will then respawn under a beam of light elsewhere. Note that hitting a decoy will subtract 5 seconds from the clock. That's bad, since we have to get 40 points in 2 minutes to get 3 stars. Just the tips. Pause spamming works great. Your shadow clone jutsu doesn't work on me, pal. When we find a new beam of light, we gotta make sure we're at the correct angle to keep 7 Ringer by Ariana Grande in our sights, because I know from experience, it's really difficult to find the real Ringer if we don't see them when the decoys spawn. Doesn't work if they're 34 and we're 35, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Once we've gotten 3 stars from if you liked it, you should have put a Ringer on it, we'll obtain the Illusion R command. Okay, get ready for a dad joke. I ate half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today because I couldn't find the jelly. Yeah. Okay, that should be long enough to make this section its own chapter. The 300 jelly shades show up at the same spot for everybody in a town near Thebes at Olympus Coliseum. The loadout I recommend is any variation of 2 Magnegas and 2 Zero Gravigas. You can also use Magneras and Zero Graviras instead, as that will help us defeat the 300 jellies in under 30 seconds, netting us 3 stars and a Stavka.
Arriving in the launch deck from the recesses of deep space, the gluttonous goo.
You know, there's an obvious sex joke here, Tom, but I don't know if our listeners can handle it.
I know what you mean, Tom. That's why we're both named Tom, but I think we can give them maybe just one.
If you think they can handle it, Tom, horny warning.
Horny bitch detected.
Okay, what do you got?
The cum drum.
We call them your grandpa's balls because we found them on the floor.
To the purple, to the pink, you know we're in balls deep.
Okay, that's enough, Tom. Welcome, listeners, to the Tom Interstellar Struggle radio station, KQTT3, the only Twilight Town struggle radio station that goes to the stars and beyond. Let's talk a little bit about the challenge our newcomer Terra is facing.
Well, first off, I heard you can't even beat the Gelatin Gentleman without all 5 treasure magnets.
You're right, you are, Tom. For the viewers, we'll leave a quick guide on the screen. But for the listeners, you'll just have to look it up on our Tom Twitter page.
Twitter Unchained Key, I believe it's called now.
More like Twitter Unhinged Key.
Okay, let's call in a struggle expert. Nick?
Yeah, I'm here, Toms. So, basically what Terra decided to do is equip 2 fission fire agas and use them as explosive projectiles to loosen Gigi's balls, and Gigi is taking it right to the face. While on the other hand, Terra is keeping a wide berth because he wants to avoid hits from spikes, spins, and projectiles, keeping himself positioned as the power top of this sensational struggle. And honestly, this is a pretty sound strategy. Terra even using the official struggle playbook acronym BDSM, blocks, dashes, slides, and magic, to keep Gigi submissive. Now this is interesting. Terra here has gone 100 balls deep, but he only needs 90 to get the 3-star from the judges and win. So, to maintain his score, what he's doing now is dashing around the edge of the arena, which is going to keep Goopman at a serious disadvantage. And as long as Terra runs out the clock, like I said, he gets 3 stars and a stun block for keeping his balls to himself. A real role model for men everywhere.
Right you are, Tom. Just a reminder to those in the audience, Aqua will walk away with a stop barrier instead of a stun block. Thank you at home for watching.
Or listening to
KQTT3, the Interstellar Struggle radio station.
Tom's
out.
Ice. Thunder. Fire. The elemental cluster lived in harmony. Then, everything changed when the spiky-hair Keyblade wielder attacked. That's enough of that. Elemental cluster is found in Neverland. Land in the gully and take the west exit. Now for Terra and Ventus, torching this totem with the Flame Salvo shotlock will get us most of our points. Beforehand, equip Flame Salvo, and Stun Block we got from the Goo Balls, and then some combination of Fire, Ice, and Thunder commands. Whatever you're feeling is fine, and we can also add Thunder Roll for Ventus. So, wait until it pivots to the Heat Miser phase. This is when things will really get heated.
Will block its first flame spray, that makes it fall. We'll block its next flame spray, that keeps it looping, y'all. As long as we block it, whenever it sprays, it'll get stuck here for days. That's the way.
When it hops away, that's when we use some fire commands for a few extra points. And if we enter the Firestorm command style, we can also just attack it with Keyblade strikes. Do be careful not to go to the next command style, but it's not a big deal if we do. As for Flame Salvo, when we block and it hops a good ways away, Zoink Scoob! We should dash or roll or super glide to get further away from it. Then use between 7 to 12 casts of Flame Salvo. Lesser if it's closer, more if it's farther, but never a full cast. Because if we're still in Flame Salvo animation and we miss our chance to block, it will move on to the Snow Miser phase. No song this time. If it moves to the Ice phase, we'll use our Ice commands and then Thunder commands for its Thunder phase, then repeat the Stunlock strat when it returns to the Fire phase. Now, Aqua is a little bit different, a little bit Alexis you could say. Since she doesn't have Stun Block, we'll rely on Thunderstorm Shotlock to get a ton of points. It's electric. Doop doop doo doo doop 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 doop. Couple that with a Focus Barrier and Fire Wheel, and we can do whatever we want with the commands. Basically, we'll use a fully charged, get it, Thunderstorm, the instant the cluster enters its Thunder phase, and we can positively ground this Transformer. Then, when it switches phases, we use our commands and Fire Wheel to get a few extra points, but always being sure to block its attacks so that we can recharge our Focus Gauge. Then, when it flips back to the Thunder phase, we can pull an Infamous and Short Circuit it. If we keep that up until 70 points, we'll get 3 stars, and our prize will be Voltage Stack. It's electric. Doot doot doo doo doot doot doot. And for the final Unversed mission, the Floating Flora. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup respectively, and they're only unlocked for each character once you beat their respective stories. We'll arrive in the Keyblade Graveyard, and then go to the Seat of War to find them. The best way to fight Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle is to activate the Rhythm Mixer command style, and then its finisher, which gives big points. For Terra, first we use Thundaga, which doesn't knock Snap, Crackle, and Pop into the air, but it does help us reach the Thunderbolt command style. Then we use Mind Square, Aroga, and Wind Cutter to activate Rhythm Mixer. Then Limit Storm, Quake, and Thundaga a second time, which will activate the finisher and obliterate the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. For Ventus, we also start with Thundaga for the same reason as Terra. It's electric, that's enough of that. Then use Tornado Strike on Joe, Nick, and Kevin, which will push us into Rhythm Mixer. Then we'll use Thunder, Thundara, Faith, and a Mind Square to reach the finisher. Although we could probably reach the finisher faster if we just used our hand. And lastly for Aqua, Thundaga, you know why. Mind Square, Aroga, Thundara, which will get us into Rhythm Mixer. Then use Ice Barrage, Thundaga again, Aroga again, and Thundara again to use the finisher against the Few, the Proud, the Marines. Once time runs out, if we have a minimum of 350 points, we'll get 3 stars and receive the Illusion F. Also, whichever character you beat the Unversed Missions with first will get the Savage Slayer trophy. Congrats! Moving on. I'm going to start with Fruitball because I'm a fruit who likes balls. Go to the Fruitball court and talk to the horse with the weird toilet seat choker. Keep in mind that Aqua faces 4 Fruitball opponents, the ones we're about to talk about, and a trio of old boots. Here's the trick to winning in Fruitball. For every fruit that comes your way, you're going to initially press triangle to hit that stupid fruit into the air. Then you're going to press X and move your stick towards the goal. That's how we'll score 90% of the time. The only exception being the yellow banana fruit. Double press triangle for those so that we can smack the fruit onto the enemy's head, causing it to explode into peels, which the opponents can cartoonishly slip on to suffer a minor concussion. Note that the pot of grapes can also be broken into individual grapes that each count as a point when scored. However, I find that strategy to be more of an RNG nuisance than actually helpful. Also, press the triangle prompt on the screen when it comes up. Godoy. The only time we won't be airballing to shoot is when the nets in the center appear, as they can easily block our shots. Instead, I find it way more consistent to press square or X while standing in front of the center nets, because then we'll knock the loose fruits into the bottom's hole, opponent's goal. Our first opponent, excluding the old boots for Aqua, will be 2 Bruisers, and like all opponents, we only have to have a higher score than them when the time expires in order to win. Beating them will unlock Chippendale as opponents and reward us with a balloon letter. Now, Chomp and Dompole are a little different. They work together to score on us, so when they knock a fruit into the air, we'll stand in front of our goal and jump and press square or X to try and knock it away. This usually works, but not always. Other than that, same tips apply. For beating Choo Choo and Doofus, we get to take on Pete, either as Captain Dark or Captain Justice, depending on who we're playing as, and we'll obtain the Magnera command. Now, Pete is only different in that he's the worst, and also the goal net, while moving side to side, also moves up and down, so only try to score when it's low. But also, Pete can hit us with his big banana. Ugh. If he successfully banana slams us, we gotta try our best to avoid slipping in it. It may take a few tries to beat Pete, but don't give up, because upon our victory, we get the Chaos Snake Shot Lock, which is only collectible here. And also we'll get the Fan Assista trophy for whoever you did this with first. Next minigame, Melody of Memory Ice Cream Edition. Talk to Lou... Do... Turbo, the blue one, in the main plaza. So for general tips, I'm going to minimize the jokes just so we can get as much info out as I can. Firstly, the more time spent in the gay zone, the better. Secondly, I said minimize the jokes, not remove. Thirdly, getting excellence is better than getting goods, obviously. But it's not that crucial. A better goal to set is not missing more than 5 beats in a song, and if we miss multiple in a row, let's just count that as one miss. The height bonus is pretty straightforward. Take for instance, in this run of Destiny Islands, I got 112 combo before messing up, but had 10.85 meters of height by the end of the song, so my bonus was 109 points, not 112. So even if you mess up your combo, you get a post-song bonus based on how many successful beats you've hit, regardless if they were excellent or good, and regardless of your combo. On the other hand, the combo is super important for getting a lot of base points, so you do still want it. Lastly, what usually helps me is knowing what score I have to hit. So here's a list of scores to get Fantastic for Beginner and Master. Keep in mind, we only need to get cool ratings on beginner modes to unlock the master modes. And I think getting cool ratings also unlocks all the songs. However, we do need fantastic ratings for the rewards listed to get the Maestro trophy. Otherwise, the only necessary fantastic for the other 2 characters is Desert Paradise Master mode for the Ice Cream command style. I'm sorry you had to go through that. If you want some additional tips, tricks, and info on this minigame, feel free to read the Reddit post that I'll put in the description. The last minigame here is Mickey Kart 128, Birth by Speed, Grand Terraismo. Speaking of, for Terra's playthrough we don't have to do the first race again, however for everyone else we will have to complete all 4. First up, Country Chase. This is a real basic race map. We'll just pull a NASCAR and endlessly turn right. That's how you NASCAR, right? Right? Tip-wise, we'll use this early jump boost to reach a high shortcut, then drop off, dodge the tornadoes, and repeat. When we win, we'll receive a high potion. Keep in mind that for all races, the other racers slow down significantly during the 5th lap. So as long as we're in or near first by the beginning of the 5th lap, we should totally win. Also, if you get targeted, block. Next up on Go-Kart 3000, Disney Drive. Take the right ramp like in the original race, but this time we're going forward from the shortcut, and then take the left jump. Make like Piccolo and dodge the tornado. Note that the tornado's speed changes based on the lap, but a good rule of thumb by lap 3 is to aim where the tornado is when we hit the second air booster, as it will be gone by the time we get there. Gone with the wind, as they say. After the tornado, there will be an eventual 3rd ramp on the right. Take it, land on the Peach platform, and then hard brake to drift rightwards, and aim to hit the speed booster on the far wall, which will speed racer us down the tunnel. Grab the shield after this turn, then dodge the second tornado, or if we're going fast enough, we'll still have the shield by the time we reach the tornado and can just barrel through it. Repeat 4 more times. For our victory, we'll unlock the Grand Spree and get a Fire Dash. For Grand Spree, we'll... Oh, hell yeah. So, the initial tunnel area is a big danger zone. Be ready to block the attacks frequently, because the other racers will show you their moves.
Show me your moves!
After the tunnel, try to hard brake to make the 2 sharp right turns, then take the left ramp. Don't move in the air, because we're aiming to land on a higher Peach platform where the shield is. We'll pick it up, then we'll take the 2 right ramps, and Dorothy our way through the tornado since the shield would negate it. Then take the left ramp, and after that there will be 1 more ramp which leads us to an elevated shortcut. We're going to go left out of the shortcut, but we're going to try and swing out wide so we can see where the next tornado is in order to dodge it. Then, the course just repeats. For F-zeroing the competition, we'll get the Castle Circuit race course and Aurora. Now for the last course, Castle Crashers. Castle Circuit is probably the easiest to do. So, after the first jump, go left immediately. Go under the lawn bridge and try to hit the next jump in front of this weird fence. If you don't get it, practice it a few times, then reset the race. When we do get it, we should fall directly into Mickey's big hole and land in the bumper area. No matter which way it pushes us, we'll do mostly the same things. If we get pushed left, take the ramp onto the back path. If we get pushed right, we'll just stay on the back path and follow the path through the brick section. At the very end of it, where the 2 sections merge, we'll try for a hard left to hit the booster from the shortcut. Then aim for the next booster with 1 big alignment. And if we do it just right, this kart sings. What this does is get us the speed boost intended for the shortcutters. We can tell if it worked because we'll be zooming almost to the door at the end of the hall. No big deal if we don't get it or if we get passed up. Just repeat the process and we'll be done in like... The other racers cannot keep pace with that. Also, if you fall into that lower section in the brick area, just reset. Just reset right then and there. For our victory, we'll get the Victory Line Keyblade and the Rapid Racer Trophy. Now, real fast, we'll land in Olympus Coliseum because the last non-Mirage Arena minigame is here. When we land, we can talk to Hercules and try to break more urns than him. General tips: if there's no cops around, anything is legal. Words to live by. More specifically to this minigame though, try to knock him out with the explosion barrels and try to knock over regular barrels and jump on them, because they one-hit the urns, even the big ones, and that will really boost our score. I don't put a lot of stock in my commands because the barrel is enough to win 9 times out of 10, and as long as we have a higher score than Hercules by the end of the timer, we win. And for being the best hero of time in town, we'll collect Sonic Blade. Alright, thanks for watching. Here's some memes of affirmation, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!